Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of JD's Wildcat World. I want to start off by saying I hope each and every one of you all had a Merry Christmas and have a great New Year. It was great spending time with the family, and it was also great watching the Cats whip up on the team up north by a score of 95-76. I know it's been a while. It feels like it's been forever since that game happened. With the Cats only playing once a week during the month of December. And then actually after tomorrow's game, it's a whole other week until we play Florida. It's kind of this is the point of the season that I dislike the most as far as game-wise, because it feels like there is several days between games, and feels like at times there's even weeks between games. So I'll be glad to get into conference play where there's 2 games a week, and I'm sure you all will be too. So, but looking back at the game, at the rivalry game, Cats started out slow but took care of business. Win by a score of 95-76, as I said. I predicted a 22-point victory. The Cats end up winning by 19. Could have been 30, to be honest with you. I think Coach Cal didn't really want to embarrass Kenny Payne in the way that he could have. We dominated the end of the first half, and pretty much, it was even in the second half, but I definitely think we could have extended that lead. When we went on that 15-1 run in the first half, it's like, okay, this is what we've been seeing from this team this year. Everybody getting in on the action, everybody producing and having a good game. Of course, we got to talk about Antonio Reeves having 22 points in the first half, ends with 30 total, and of course is the MVP of the rivalry game. So big to see him do a great job and really help us in the victory. I thought Rob Dillingham played well. The play of the season so far, I think, came out of this game, and that was the Rob Dillingham windmill dunk at the end to put an exclamation point on the victory. That was so awesome. I jumped off the couch when he did that. Even though we were up by a lot, it was still awesome. And, it feels like Kentucky is that cool team again. Everybody wants to watch Kentucky because they got so many dudes that can go out and just ball and do what they do best. And that's how it's been, how it's going to continue to be. We're sitting at 9-2 right now. With the game tomorrow, we should go into conference play 10-2, and then we get into the heat of the SEC. It doesn't start off easy. Your first conference game is at Florida, and that is definitely not a easy game to start off with. But before I get too far ahead of myself, wanted to go over some things. Of course, we said Antonio Reeves had 30. But I want to touch on some other guys. Also, Trey Mitchell played really well. Had 18 points, 12 boards, 4 of 7 from 3. He really made an impact in other ways also, not just scoring. But, if you leave Trey open from 3, he's going to pull it. And most of the time hit it. And I couldn't really understand Louisville's, their defensive strategy on him, because it's like they wouldn't switch off on him and they would just leave him wide open from the wing. And I'm thinking, if you've watched any tape this year, that's one thing you do not want to do, is leave Trey open from 3, because when he's open, he can bury it. And, I don't think he hit on any of the 4 he hit, I don't think he hit the rim. I think they were straight through the basket, and little resistance from the Louisville defense. So I know we're not supposed to say it on the podcast, but when you're breaking down a game, it's kind of hard not to talk about it. But, Justin Edwards, finally, I got excited. I know it's against them, and I know that they're not, up to a team should be, but he still had 13 points and 7 boards. That was awesome to see. I don't care who you're playing. That was awesome to see for Justin. So hopefully that was his coming out party. Hopefully he can get it going now. And a guy that struggled, that shocked me. We had 2 guys really struggle, but the one that shocked me the most was DJ Wagner. I thought, with all the hype around him going to Louisville out of high school and his granddad working for the university in some capacity, I thought he would have a huge game, and maybe he just tried too hard, but only 1 of 6 shooting with 2 points. But, the thing about this team is, him and Aaron Bradshaw combined for 4 points, and we still win by almost 20. I mean, because you've got guys all the way down the bench that can produce. Your other 3 starters produce at a high clip. If 1 guy or 2 guys are off, I don't really think with this team it's going to matter. Now, if you have 5 or 6 off, yeah, that's going to hurt us. But, if 1 or 2 guys off, the other guys are going to pick up the slack. And that's how it was with the national championship team. That's how it was with the 2015 team. You got so many weapons that, Reeves can have a bad night, and Wagner will be there to pick him up. Mitchell can have a bad night. Bradshaw will be there to pick him up. It's just like those type of plays and players. It's what we've needed. Haven't had it in the last couple of years. This year we do. Adu Thiero came in, only played 13 minutes, but had 7 points and 4 boards. Played hard just like always. I respect Adu in his game, man. I know they said he battled some back issues in the second half. He went out there and laid it all out on the line and played a very great game. Adu is going to do what he does, and that is block shots, hustle as hard as you can for the time that he's in there, and even score. And he did a great job in 13 minutes. And, of course, everybody, Reed Shepard, 11 points, 11 assists. You don't even, at this point in time, you don't even have to address how good the kid is. You just know. He makes an incredible difference on the floor, no matter if it's scoring, rebounding, passing, just getting his teammates involved. Reed is the guy. He's the glue of the team, in my opinion. He does a great job. 2 of 3 from deep. And Rob Dillingham, my personal favorite on the team, in 21 minutes, 5 of 9 shooting with 12 points. So I think, I was very happy with the performance, especially going into Christmas break. You could see us kind of sleepwalking through, but this team didn't do that. They came out, took care of business, and come home with a W. So I thought we did a great job. Defense could be better. Brandon Huntley-Hatfield did have a very good game against us, and Sky Clark did what he did, but we contained them for the most part. So I think the defense, I know, I addressed this last week. Speaking of last week, before I address what I'm going to say, thank you guys for last week. The highest streamed episode in this podcast short history, but doing it right after the game was a very big success. I didn't do it with the Louisville game because, it's during the holidays. I didn't think it would get, I figured people would be busy. And with the UK Louisville game being on a Thursday night, it was so strange. Usually that's on a Saturday. But big games throughout conference play. I think I will be doing the post game right after. It seemed to work really well. You all enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. It gets my immediate reaction as soon as the game's over with. It's fresh on my mind, so I don't have to go back and look at stats and go back and rewatch the game. I think I'll be doing that. But thank you all. Thank you all for streaming that post-game celebration episode. It means a lot to me. I was going to say real quick before I move on to the next thing, we shot 25 threes. I think my magic number, 25 to 30. We shot 25 and hit 12 of them for a 48% clip. So that's awesome. Unlike Cal teams of the past, but I'm loving the offense. I'm loving what we're doing. And be honest with you guys, I'm loving this team. I hope you all are enjoying it as much as I am. Regardless of how this season ends, it's going to break my heart. Either it ends with us cutting the nets down in Phoenix, and I'm crying because they're leaving, and I'm so happy, or it ends in heartbreak, and I realize either way we don't get to watch this team again. So, we need to soak in this team as long as we can, and as much as we can, is my point in saying that. This team has brought several fans back that I know of, and this is just in my small community, and people that listen to the show, and people that comment on my stuff, talking about, Kentucky basketball is here. We're back. It's enjoyable again. It's fun to watch. Some people that I know are going to games that haven't been to games in years. They just had no inspiration to go because of the type of basketball that was being played. And now they're all in. They're ready. They're getting these multiple game ticket packages. They're excited to go see the Cats play, and that's awesome. That's what I've wanted for a while, and I'm so glad that the Cats are back. I want to touch on, the AP poll real quick. I honestly thought with UConn losing, Arizona losing, Marquette losing, teams above us, I really thought we were in a position to be ranked top 5 this week. And I'm sick of people acting like we shouldn't be, to be honest. I get the UNC Wilmington loss. I get that. But last time I checked, Florida Atlantic, a team that jumped us, and yes, I get they beat Arizona last week. But if you were going to factor in the UNC Wilmington loss, Florida Atlantic lost to Bryant. So that's not a valid argument to me if you're going to stick Florida Atlantic ahead of us. I get the AP poll rankings don't matter in the gist of things, but it's nice to see the higher ranking next to your name. I think we're definitely better than the 8th best team in the country. I think we should be top 5. If we take a conference loss to Mississippi State by 15, they would crucify us. They would drop us to probably 15th to 20th. UConn loses it to Seton Hall by 15, a conference loss. They stay at 5. So, it is what it is. I really don't know if the AP poll voters even watch the games because it doesn't seem like they do. But in my opinion, we're better than 8th. We should be higher than 8th. And as long as we take care of business, we will keep rising. So I know I had some people messaging me mad about that, and I gave them my opinion right back. I'm mad about it too. I probably shouldn't be because, like I said, the AP poll does not matter. All we're caring about is tournament seeding at this point. But in my opinion, Cats should be top 5. So let's get on to Illinois State really quick. Cats play at 7 o'clock Friday the 29th, which is tomorrow night. Illinois State comes in 8-4. I think, they've played some in-state schools. They've played Murray State and Northern Kentucky, beat both of them, but by close margins. They're 2-0 in the MVC. That's normally a conference that can produce teams that can go out and beat you, to be honest with you. Indiana State looks really good in that conference. I've looked at their schedule and they've beat some decent teams. Illinois State is kind of like Kentucky in the fact that they don't have a dominant scorer. Their high scorer averages 13.7 points a game, and it's Darius Buford, a senior guard who can get to the rim and, doesn't really shoot the ball from 3 that well, but he'll probably come into Rupp and light us up. To be honest with you, that's just how it goes. But he's more of a driver, slasher type. I like the matchup with DJ Wagner on him. their big guy only averages 9.6, but it's more of a balanced team effort. They don't really score a lot. They're more of a defensive team. They lean more on their defense from what I've seen. And, I think that's good news for Kentucky. I would like to see us come out firing on all cylinders, but don't be surprised if we come out a little slow. Over a week off, weren't really challenged in our last game. So I'm hoping for a Cats win to go into conference play 10-2. I like Kentucky tomorrow. I like the Cats by, I'm going to say 21 points. Give me the Cats by a score of 91-70. I think, I'd be shocked if Illinois State scores 70 on us. We'll see. I've already gave my prediction, but I might go a little lower on their total points if I was predicting it. But I'll go 91-70. I think, I like DJ Wagner to get back on track. I took him against Louisville as my MVP, but hopefully if I take him for tomorrow's game, I don't jinx him. We'll need him to play good. I think he gets back on track and has a very good game. But as you all know, the MVP picks are so unpredictable. We got so many guys that can be our MVP any game. I want to say real quick before I go, the football Cats also have a big game tomorrow, bowl game against Clemson. It is at noon. I saw a picture on Twitter of Ray Davis in a boot, like a walking boot. Let's hope he's all right and can go. I haven't heard any official news on whether he will be able to or not. He said he was going to play unless he got hurt in practice leading up to the bowl game. But I hope the football Cats can pull it out. Clemson is Clemson. They're good. I get they're in the ACC, but Dabo will have them coached up, and I hope we can get that win in Jacksonville. Hopefully we can get the Friday sweep. Last year we did not. I forget. We lost in football to Iowa, and I think we beat Louisville in basketball. I think that's how it went last year. But this year, let's try to get the sweep. And definitely need the basketball Cats definitely need to take care of business. This will be another one of those Wilmington losses. We don't need another one of those to our resume. But I don't think the Cats will have any trouble. Like I said, I like the Cats by 21. And as always, thank you guys for listening. Continue to like, share, rate, review. Like my page on Facebook, JD's Wildcat World. And send me messages during the games. As you all know, I say it on here, I talk to people during the games. I give my opinions on things, and I look forward to doing that with everyone else. So thank you all. And until next week, hopefully we are celebrating a victory heading into SEC play. And I'll preview the Florida game. And until then, this has been JD's Wildcat World. Thank you all so much, and Happy New Year.